We got speed, we got power, we got style. It's a lot to deal with when you're in the ring with Mr. Boots Ennis.
Yeah.
He is a nightmare to deal with because of his style and his ability.
I seen that the guy was in the high guard, and Boots shots come like 100 miles per hour, so it was gonna be hard for him to stand tall.
Following his latest performance, more boxing legends are speaking about just how talented Jaron Boots Ennis really is. The praise is growing because it is not only about him winning fights, but the way he wins them. Once Boots settles into a fight, he takes control, breaks his opponents down, forces them to react, and slowly destroys their confidence. That is why so many respected voices in boxing are taking notice. They believe he has the talent to become a true superstar, while also recognizing that even bigger challenges are waiting ahead.
When I just saw he literally turns around this guy and does a spin behind the guy, and then the guy turns around
Just that damn good.
and he catches the dude again. It's just sexy, you know?
It doesn't take a huge boxing IQ for him to jump off the screen. I showed him.
Sean Porter praised Jaron Boots Ennis as one of the most naturally talented fighters in boxing today. He believes Ennis has a complete skill set, combining speed, power, sharp boxing ability, and the confidence to compete with the very best. In Porter's view, Boots has everything needed to become one of the sport's biggest stars if he continues performing at this level.
This is what I saw from Boots before he got in the ring with me. He sparred with two other guys. I think he might have stopped one of the guys, or they definitely dropped one of the guys. I don't know who
You was like,
I said, but me being me, I was like, well, I'm not going to get caught with that. So,
oh, okay. that ain't me.
yeah. I was like, damn, and it's 4-minute rounds.
But then he did.
I was like, damn, man, it's 4-minute rounds. Like he coming like that. I was like, I'm good though. Like I'm good. I can take care of myself, you know. But the collective of speed, power, quickness, it comes with that word right there. It comes so quick in a true.
What makes Boots so dangerous is not just his power, but the way he combines speed, angles, size, and confidence in every fight. He can switch stances with ease, throw punches from different positions, and keep his opponents constantly guessing. That unpredictable style makes it extremely difficult for fighters to get comfortable or find any rhythm against him.
Highlight reel fights. All those wins before that where he was blowing guys out, he was too big, too strong, too good, blowing guys out of the freaking ring. I was more impressed, and it was a one-sided fight. Not exciting, but I was more impressed with that performance than every one of his wins. And they would, like I said, all the wins before that were like a Michael Jordan, the great basketball player, like a highlight reel. So dunks and flying through the air, but not really seeing the complete basketball player. He would have beat 90%, maybe 95% of the welterweight class. This guy is really, he is a nightmare to.
Talent can help you get noticed, but discipline is what keeps you at the top. Jaron Boots Ennis has all the skills to become the leading star of the division, but now he must show that those abilities can succeed against the biggest names, the hardest hitters, and the most intelligent fighters he will face.
That was Boots at his best. He was having fun. He was sharp. People complain about him getting hit, but the only punch I really seen him get hit with was the jab tonight. So, truthfully, I thought his defense was really good, and it was a great.
Boots has natural gifts that cannot be taught, including incredible speed, power, size, athleticism, and the ability to create sharp angles. When he is at his best, he can make talented fighters look average by controlling the distance, changing the pace, and attacking from unexpected positions. However, Teddy also pointed out that Boots can become too relaxed during a fight, and that could be risky. He may get away with it against certain opponents, but against elite fighters, one careless mistake could completely change the outcome.
Has a lot of punch creativity on the inside. I was wondering if that physicality of Zayas, or at least being the bigger man, he would be able to use the physicality. If that would wear down Ennis, even despite his punch creativity on the inside. I was definitely wrong on that one, at least on my opinion and thoughts on that possibility. You know, it was one of those fights where it was really difficult to pin down which direction you wanted to go with it. And certainly, some of you did say this was going to be the result. I tell you what, though, I give both guys credit, and I'll give you the reasons why I give both guys credit. First of all, congratulations to Jaron Ennis on super dominant performance. He's a unified world champion once again in his second weight class after being a unified world champion at welterweight. Now he's a unified world champion in the junior middleweight.
Shakur Stevenson has described Boots as an outstanding fighter while making it clear that he should not be compared to anyone else. According to Shakur, Ennis is creating his own path with a unique style instead of following someone like Bud. His praise goes beyond simple respect because he has competed alongside elite talent and has spoken highly of Boots' incredible speed. That says a lot about how other fighters view Ennis. His quickness is not limited to single punches. He can switch stances, attack from unusual angles, and turn the smallest opening into a fast combination before his opponent has time to react.
Give him a lot of credit, man. I like, he do a lot of things in that ring. So I'm a fan. I became a fan. He answered some questions, and it was a great fight because first it was just looking like a one-sided thing. I saw, man, he done, man. Boots gonna get him.
Oh, first round, right? First round?
And second round. I was like, oh, it's over. The third round, he gonna stop him.
Paulie Malignaggi praised Boots for his creativity in the ring, explaining that his talent goes far beyond speed and power. He pointed out that Ennis creates punches opponents rarely expect by switching stances, changing angles in the middle of combinations, punching around the guard, and landing shots from unusual positions. That unpredictable style makes him extremely difficult to prepare for because fighters have to deal with both his speed and his ability to surprise them. Paulie believes that is what gives Boots true superstar potential. Unlike many boxers who rely on the same combinations, Ennis constantly adapts, finds openings during exchanges, changes levels, and turns even the smallest opportunity into a damaging attack before his opponent can react.
Boots showed his mettle by coming back. He showed his diversity. You know what I'm saying? To be able to to adjust to what he was doing.
Yeah.
I love the way even that when they was exchanging, Boots was going to the body, and I think that was a lot of things that helped him. Was going to the body, and man, that was just a great show, man. And I knew Boots wasn't gonna get denied though. I knew it when I seen him coming in. When I seen him, I said he has, he knew what was going in it. He had too much at stake. Being all the criticism that he's faced over the last couple of years and all the fanfare that surrounded him. So he had so much people saying he was, so high on everything, and then they had so many people that was negative against him. So he had a lot to prove in that fight, and I knew how he took this training camp that he wasn't gonna be denied. So he showed his everything, and I was excited about the fight. It was a great night of.
Bernie the boxer praised Boots for much more than his power and speed, highlighting the complete skill set he displayed against Xander. He pointed to the stance switches, sharp angles, smart punch selection, effective body shots, and the way Boots kept changing the pace whenever Xander tried to get comfortable. Bernie believed this was the version of Ennis fans had been waiting to see, a complete fighter using every weapon in his arsenal instead of simply moving forward looking for a knockout. He summed it up by saying, "Yeah, that boy he ultra man."
Boots Ennis put on a clinic, wins the WBA, WBO junior middleweight titles. He now a 2-division world champ. He knocked him down in the first round, got him again in the third, I think it was the fourth. The fifth round, and then he stopped him in the seventh. Hey,
yeah.
If I thought if it was a woman in the ring, I thought Xander was proposing. He like, I'm like, well, damn, whoa, you early for that, huh?
Hey, Unc, he taking a lot of punishment in there, man. He taking a lot of punishment in there. Let me know when to go, Unc. Go ahead.
All I'm gonna say is this: when he came, when he switched, he started out in Orthodox because he's an Orthodox fighter.
Yes,
he went to Southpaw. Ocho, every lead left he threw, he left.
When Boots mixes up his offense, he becomes much more difficult to read, defend against, and keep under control. His variety makes it almost impossible for opponents to predict what is coming next. Bernie's message was clear: if Boots continues fighting with that level of creativity and versatility, he will become an even bigger threat to every fighter in the 154-pound division.
Boots Ennis has now put himself, I think, into the pound-for-pound conversation. Like, without doubt for me, he's now in the top 10 pound for pounds, and I need to think very quickly about what number he sits at. Because yesterday, he beat an unbeaten champion and stopped him. I repeat myself. He beat an unbeaten champion and stopped him. Didn't go to points, wasn't controversial.
Shannon Sharp, Chad Okosinko Johnson, and Joe Johnson all reacted to Jaron Boots Ennis' victory over Xander Zayas, agreeing that he controlled the fight from the very first bell. Shannon said Zayas never looked like the bigger fighter, even though many expected the move up in weight to challenge Boots. Instead, Ennis appeared stronger, faster, and completely at ease as he dictated the pace, landed clean punches, changed his style throughout the fight, and repeatedly forced Zayas to reset before he could build any momentum. However, they also noticed that Boots became so comfortable that he occasionally took unnecessary risks by staying in the pocket longer than he needed to. While he was able to get away with it against Zayas because he was firmly in control, they warned that those same mistakes could be far more dangerous against a powerful opponent like Virgil Ortiz.
Starting to land on me, and I was like, okay, this is it. Boots, though, is almost a bit... I'm trying to think of the fighter. Nigel Benn-esque for our UK viewers. When you hit him, he wants to hit you back. Almost a bit like a child in the playground. Like, there is no, okay, you're hitting me, I'm going to go on a defense and run away. No, fire with fire. And that was almost Xander Zayas' undoing because Boots just hits too hard, he's too strong, he's too fast, and ultimately he's just too good. He's too good. He's had a couple of good performances.
Coach Rell looked beyond the knockout and praised the complete skill set Boots displayed throughout the fight. He highlighted the stance switches, body attack, inside uppercuts, changes in hand speed during combinations, and the creative angles that set Ennis apart from most fighters. According to Rell, that is what makes Boots so dangerous when he is fully focused. He is not just throwing powerful punches, he constantly gives his opponents different looks that are difficult to read and react to. That is why his victory over Xander stood out. Instead of relying on constant pressure, Boots mixed up his offense, attacked the body, punched around the guard, changed positions, and repeatedly forced Xander to reset, making him extremely difficult to prepare for when he fights with that level of variety.
Boots is coming to get his ass, bro. He's coming to prove a point, and we should get a hell of a fight from that, bro.
Do you think experience might be the ultimate factor here? Because I know you said Boots just got to the division, but he's got more fights under his belt, and also Xander is younger.
Yeah, I think experience could be a factor here, but I mean, Boots ain't used to going 12 rounds. Boots ain't used to going 12 rounds either. I mean, usually he's knocking these dudes out before he goes 12 rounds, and then when you look at the competition that he's faced, it's been, you know what I mean? Ain't nothing been popping out like, crazy. Xander, you can say the same thing about Xander too. I think it's the perfect matchup right now for both.
Ade Oladipo viewed the fight against Xander Zayas as a perfect example of why Boots is more than just a powerful puncher. He pointed out that Ennis controlled the pace, changed angles, switched his approach, and constantly forced Xander to react before he could get comfortable. That is why the performance looked like a masterclass. Instead of rushing his attacks, Boots stayed patient, picked the right moments, mixed his shots to the body and head, and displayed the kind of variety that makes him extremely difficult for opponents to figure out.
I'm pretty sure a lot of people that thought, Boots could easily dominate Zayas, he'll easily dominate Ortiz. Now they're gonna think, man, him against Ortiz is gonna be a war, a beautiful fight. So it brings more attention to the fans to push for this fight, promoters to work together and make this fight happen because of what Boots showed last night. Besides him also getting hit and getting tagged and maybe getting stunned and a couple of times, but he showed heart, he showed power. So that's one thing that people love, fans.
Eads also made the bigger point that if Boots wants fights against top names like Virgil Ortiz, Fundora, or to strengthen the debate about facing Crawford, performances like this are exactly what he needs. He proved he has the strength to compete at the new weight, showed impressive creativity, and demonstrated that his unique style can be just as effective in a tougher division. Bradley believes Boots is a fighter with a complete and versatile skill set. He can switch stances with ease, punch effectively from both sides, attack the body, land sharp uppercuts on the inside, and change the pace before his opponent can adjust. That is what made the fight so difficult for Xander. Boots never gave him the same look twice, constantly changing his approach, forcing Xander to reset, and taking advantage of every reaction with well-timed attacks.
A good fight. And I'm glad you got two young gunners, that's making hats off to both of them for making it happen. So there's so much development going on today, but respect to both of them, Yeah. Respect to both of them.
Tell me, obviously, do you feel like that fight goes the distance? Who do you favor?
I don't think it's gonna go the distance. I favor
Robert Garcia gave Jaron Boots Ennis high praise, and his opinion carries weight because of his experience as one of boxing's top trainers. He sees Boots as much more than a powerful fighter, describing him as a complete talent with speed, size, confidence, creativity, and the ability to fight effectively from either stance. Those qualities make him extremely difficult to prepare for because he can win in many different ways. Boots can box from the outside, land sharp counters, attack the body, create new angles, and change the pace before his opponent has time to adjust. Robert believes there is real skill behind everything Ennis does, as he creates openings with purpose rather than simply throwing flashy punches. When Boots is relaxed and performing at his best, he keeps opponents guessing by attacking from different positions, mixing body and head shots, and constantly changing angles. Garcia also recognizes that this level of versatility is rare, especially when combined with the confidence to use it under pressure. His victory over Xander Zayas only reinforced that view, as Boots looked stronger in the new weight class, more comfortable throughout the fight, and increasingly dangerous as the rounds went on.
Good fight. Xander could fight, but I just think he ain't been through the fire like Boots gonna put him through. Boots ain't one of them guys that's in there to cruise. He gonna try to get him out of there. So I think he gonna be a little too much for Xander down the stretch.
Yeah, I think. You think he's gonna stop him?
It's possible, but I think he's gonna dominate him. Because he might have a good chin, be durable. I ain't never see if he could how he take it to the body, but yeah, I just think Boots gonna. I think he'd dominate him. But a good fight though. Xander could fight, good fighter. But right now, I don't think that he's ready.